Good afternoon. Karibu sana kwenye program ya Vet on Call. Hapa tuko Bunja Poultry Farm. It is inside Ruai, Nairobi County. And of course today we're going to talk about ukulima ya kuku wa kienyeji. Not the usual chicken we've been talking about. Na hapa Bunja Farm, of course we will be meeting with the farmer who is called Ngatia. He will be telling us akona kuku ngapi hapa. But first of all, I'm with Laban from Lamovet, and of course we'll try gain entry into the building. And the first business here is to dip our feet here. It's called a foot bath. This is necessary for biosecurity. I'm sure you're done from that end, but very quickly before we go upstairs, it's important to explain to us about biosecurity, why we have a fence here, why we have a foot bath here, very quickly.
Basically, about biosecurity is for safety of the birds inside. For this particular farm, we can notice that we have a perimeter fence,
okay,
and then we have a fence, we have a foot dip. Not every Tom, Dick, and Harry is supposed to get entrance into the poultry coop. Not dogs or maybe strange animals. Even for your case, you must not evade getting your food into the food dip.
Okay.
So that's an example of a food dip of a biosecurity. You have your dust code. I have my lab code. With that, we are able to maximize on the effects of the biosecurity.
We want to hear more about the need for this perimeter wall.
The need for this perimeter wall is to. This is a fence. There's the perimeter wall
and the fence.
The perimeter wall is to curb maybe external visitors, maybe cows, dogs, neighbor dogs, to get into the poultry coop. And now, since there's also a perimeter fence that is separating the outside people, maybe visitors, from getting into the poultry coop too. So for them might be vectors. Vectors are you might be from some farm ambayo kukaona kuku imekufa, umeleta ugonjwa hapa. Wewe pengine umesalimiana, gari haiwezi ingia hapa, na gari inaweza kuwa ni kari imeenda ikakanyaga mahali palikuwa na kuku ametupwa, akona Newcastle. You see such diseases. That's the essence of the food dip. That's the essence of the perimeter fence, to bar off, to keep the poultry and the coop away from external visitors and stuff.
Fantastic. So we'll just grab the stairs and of course go all the way up until you get to where the chicken are. And viewer, very quickly, you can be able to tap into this program by watching Vet on Call. It's live on Facebook, and I'm sure you'll be able to catch that program there, Vet on Call, on Facebook. My name is John Jacob Kiri. I might have forgotten to say that, but very much welcome to the program. Now we're getting to where the chicken are. These are that 3-story building, and finally here we are. We are inside the shade, and here we meet Ngatia, who is the farm manager. So uko na kuku wangapi kwa this entire farm?
3,500.
3,500. Na wote ni kuku wa kienyeji?
Wote ni kienyeji.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ukiconstruct nyumba hii, vitu gani na gani uli consider when you were constructing this shed?
The orientation of the structure and the size of the farm.
Okay.
Yeah, the size of the plot.
Those are some of the things you are considering.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about housing, because it's very important. I'm sure we're done with biosecurity. Is there anything inside here that regards biosecurity that you need to speak about?
As a fact, there's the biosecurity from the farm, the perimeter fence, there's the food dip, there's a fence between separating the coop from there's a fence,
yes,
and there's a food dip. Before entering, because this entire farm has several houses in it. Now from every door there's a food dip on it. A different food dip.
Every door
there's a different food dip. And now for this particular farm we have the Kienyeji improved. The Kienyeji improved, which is by this case this is a Caro. Caro F1.
Okay.
From the origin is Naivasha. Yes.
All right.
Now for this, okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
For the as we've talked with Bwanangatia, what are some of the things that they considered when doing
housing?
The housing.
Yes.
This structure is very well made.
Okay.
In terms of there is ventilation, there is free flow of air. Kuna ile pande imefunguliwa na hii pande ingine imefunguliwa.
Alright.
So when the wind flows from that end, there is an exit to that. The ammonia, the carbon dioxide, the litter is well. Hapa hata uwezi jua kama uko kwa kuku.
Actually, it's very dry.
Yeah, it's very dry. Hapa unasikia ni kama uko nje. Unaweza enda picnic hapa bado.
Okay. Alright.
Yes. So free flow of air, the structure is well, and then the what do you call this? The flock size.
Okay.
This poultry coop is not overpopulated. So minimizing chances of death, some diseases, cannibalism. That's the case.
All right.
Yes.
Are there any fundamental differences? Because most of the time, what we have done is much more about kuku, a broiler.
Yeah.
The other chicken that is different from this one. Are there any fundamental differences that you need to consider when you're doing housing for this kind of chicken and the other ones that we've had before?
Okay, for the Kienyeji improved for this particular case being Karo. This is an Karo F1. Kenya, it's a Kenyan bird.
Okay.
F1 that is. There are two forms of rearing it. There's the intensive system, which this is an intensive system, and semi-intensive system. Intensive system that they are constrained in one place.
All right.
The semi-intensive system, kuko na mahali pengine jioni wanatoka ama wanatoka kwa compound wanacheza alafu jioni wanaingia kwa nyumba. Yeah, those are the two systems that we have for the Kienyeji improved and relatively the Kienyeji.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. What are those on the end? There appears to be small houses.
Yes.
What are they for?
For this particular case, these are the laying boxes.
Okay.
The laying boxes. Now, there are several ways. Before construction of the laying box, kuko na vitu unafaa kuconsider.
Okay.
Kama the direction of the light. Naona tungeweka ile side ingine, the sun rises from the east.
Yes.
So, and this kuku needs privacy on akitaga mayai.
Oh, kutaga mayai is a private affair.
It's a private affair.
I didn't know.
So akitaga mayai na mwangaza imemulika, amenyimwa the privacy.
Oh, so akimulika anajua atataga.
Ataogopa. It's more of some instinct thing, It's Okay. So ndio maana sana unapatanga asubuhi wanataga the bigger percentage, Bwanangatia will concur, wanataga asubuhi.
Okay.
So ile pande ndio maana iko ile side, the direction ni from ama ni against.
This is against the light.
Against the light. Ndio maana wanapanda pale na ndio the reason as to why we should make them a bit dark.
Okay.
Yeah, to maximize wao kutagia hapo.
Alright.
Juu kama tungeweka huko ungepata wakitagia pale na the laying boxes ziko on this side. Where the laying boxes on this end hawangekuwa wakitagia hii side. Wangekuwa wakitagia pande ile. Yes.
I hear you talk about light and the laying ability, but I'm just here wondering what happens here at night. Do you have lights for them, and what amount of light is allowed for a chicken this age?
Now for that's a good question, JJ. A bird should have 14 to 17 light hour intensity.
Okay.
So for you to produce an egg. So unaona kwa this particular farm kuko na power backup. Okay. Yeah, maybe wakati they are in Kenya there are seasons, like the July season kuna mwangaza inapungua. So we need to supplement the light to maybe hapo kitu saa 3 saa 4 hivi to maximize production. Okay. Kuku the light inakuja ina heat, inatengeneza hormones ndizo zinakuwa the release hormone. That's more of lakini ndio maana tunataka ku maximize on the light. The ventilation is well, the light intensity is where mwangaza, when the sun rises from the east,
Yes.
The bird inapata enough light. When it sets in the west, you see the illumination is also there.
Alright.
And then we add a 2 to 3 hour. Okay, hiyo ni mpaka hapo saa 3 saa 4
Sasa itahitaji stima.
Sasa hapo una backup stima.
Okay.
Wakati day length imepungua. Tuseme July mwangaza huwa inafungua kuna 6ish 7ish ndio kunaanza kupata mwangaza. So hapo tunahitaji kuongezea the day length.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
This dry litter we sing down here. Typically, what is it? Unafaa kuitoa wapi? If you want to do this kind of farming.
Okay. Now for let me change that question kidogo. Kwa kuku anataka hii lita kwa kufanya kazi gani? For comfort.
Okay.
For comfort. So akijioni anafanya hivi, anachaka na cool down and all that. Ndio maana kazi yake iko hapo. So the several forms zenye tuko nazo za litter, there is the wood shavings.
Okay.
Wood shavings. Uko na sawdust na wood shavings.
Yes.
We don't want the sawdust.
You don't want the sawdust.
We don't want the
You want shavings.
We want the shaving.
Okay.
Ile afundi ambao marada. Ile afundi ambao the sizable ones. Because hiyo iko na the larger, it's a bigger surface area. Na choo ya kuku bado iko na nini? Iko na maji. Iko na the urea.
It's watery.
Yeah, it's watery. So ikilanda hapo the wood shaving will absorb your maji.
Okay.
No, the urea, that is the urates, called the urates. In absorb urate, so that place is dry. The other option that we have is called the husks, the rice husks. The rice husks, the kind of husks for them for easy absorption your urate.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
So in case kukue na maji, unaona hapa maji hata ikimwagika imeabsorbiwa vizuri because we used some wood shavings.
Okay.
We used some wood shavings. This is sizable.
Okay.
This is sizable, so ina absorb your, lakini kama ingekuwa the wood shaving anakula anaenda anadonwa, you know, it's sharp. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean the sawdust. The sawdust, no, it's sharp. Yeah.
Yes.
Anaenda ina mdunga na you'll tend to have some mortalities.
Alright.
Some
subnormal growth. Stunted.
Yeah, stunted growth.
Okay.
Anadonwa vidonda lesions in the digestive tract. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Quite interesting. And very quickly, this program is sponsored by Chania Feeds. It's your partner in high yields, and of course later we'll be talking about feeding and nutrition. That's where Chania Feeds really major on, and you can contact them. Their numbers are running down the screen. They are our proud sponsors, and of course we also have Lamovet. Very quickly, let's talk about pre and post placement. How you need to prepare this shed for the chicken that are going to come here, and what you need to do once you're done with their business here.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll start with the pre-placement. Pre-placement is the introduction of chicks.
Okay.
Pre-placement. So for pre-placement, you'll need to clear all this litter.
Everything.
Okay. Relatively wash. Wash, scrub, and then maybe spray with some disinfectant. Disinfection. There's also some other form of clearing the litter. It's a biosecurity measure.
Yes.
Inaitwa fumigation. Fumigation is literally combusting. Those fumes zinaenda na zinaua the viruses and the bacteria nini zote zinakuwa to the minimum. After you've cleared everything, you constructed the brooder. Cutting the entire place.
That means you will need to block these open spaces.
Or you block all the open spaces. With the assumption now kushakuwa kusafi. Umetoa hizi itwaje?
They look like webs.
The webs. Umetoa zote. This place is clean. Una cutting. and then we introduce the brooder.
Okay.
From the brooder, the brooder is entirely a temporal mother.
Okay.
Is a temporal mother, just as much as kukus kitambo wa ile kwa shosho anaekewa nyungu, alafu anaekewa toitwaje nyasi for comfort. So for this particular case on placement, we'll need the wood shavings, that is after curtaining. We'll need the source of heat, like ready for placement. We'll need our source of heat. We'll need the drinkers, the feeders, the drinkers and the waterers and the feeders at different ratios depending on the on different companies. Now we expect the chick.
That way you will remove it from the brooder and it's ready for
that is pre-placement.
Okay.
Now on post-placement.
Post-placement, yes.
Post-placement is after the chicks have landed. You'll first of all, now for Bunja Farm, Bunja Farm does F1, first generation, first failure generation of the carry bird.
Okay.
So and that's the reason I say I don't know, you can notice uniformity.
Yes.
Uniformity, that's kumaanisha it's an F1. So and the ratio, the cocks versus hens ratio. The cocks versus the hens ratio iko sawa.
Okay.
So if by any chance ukitaka kuincubate mayai, I'd suggest you come to Bunja Farm.
Yes.
So you'll get the hatched fertilized eggs. On post placement, this chick hajawai kula. So atahitaji chakula. Hajai kunywa maji, so atahitaji maji. So na place yenye ametoka in an incubator, so the incubator has regulated temperatures. You also need to first of all 1 to 2 hour heating. You first of all heat the brooder, which was constructed on pre-placement. You first of all heat the brooder to up to 32 to 33 degrees. Unaihit introduce the chicks. Kwa hiyo chicks, what do the chicks need immediately as wamefika kwa hiyo brooder? Wanafaa kupata maji. Maji iko na this chick has never eaten.
Yes.
So atapata nini? Constipation. Need some liquid paraffin. This chick alichoka kudona ile shell, we call it peeping. Alichoka kudona the shell, so naona hiyo ni kudona shell aki break the peeping, that's energy lost. Maybe this chick was sourced from Naivasha. You see the energy lost on transport. So hiyo bado anachoka, anahitaji glucose. Glucose and then atahitaji sangrovit. Sangrovit.
Your favorite powder.
The magic powder. The magic powder. Sangrovit venye inafanya kazi yake, inatengeneza, this chick has never eaten. So the digestive tract is not well developed. Is not well developed. Now sangrovit develops the GIT. It creates an environment in the digestive tract favoring mass production of the villi and the microvilli. The villi in you absorbed the ugali you did for lunch. They absorbed the breakfast you did. Now when this chick finds glucose, anakuja with a push, with a kick, the first kick. The chakula yenye atapata 1 to 2 hour hiyo maji ikuwe na sangrovit, ikuwe na liquid paraffin na glucose for the first day. On the second day we'll withdraw glucose and liquid paraffin and entirely for 10 days. Na huku ataweza kuabsorb as much feed as possible.
All right. Yes. So that we don't end up confusing the farmer what are villi and microvilli. What they just aid is absorption. Yani inafanya huo chakula kinakulika haraka, ama mwili ya kuku inachukua hiyo chakula haraka. That is what is called absorption. So we need to take a breather. But of course, when we come back, we'll pick up on the issue of feeding, and of course, Lamo will tell us that there's still something more on post placement that we need to know. But we'll be going deep into issues of feeding and nutrition, and most importantly, again, where do you get drinkers? What kind of drinkers do you need, and what type is available, and what is the best you can get for maximum use of water? So don't go too far. We're coming back in a moment. This program is sponsored by Chania Feeds, your partner in high yield. Welcome back to Vet on Call. You're watching this program live on Facebook, and of course, like I've told you, our proud sponsors are Chania Feeds, your partner in high yields. Of course, before we took a break, tukaongea kuhusu post placement ya hawa kuku, and then once Lamo is done, we'll include Benson from Chania Feeds now to give us a feel of what feeding this chicken is like. So ni nini ulikuwa unabakisha kwa post placement?
Okay, maybe what the farmer should notice. This bird should not eat 1 to 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, on the before the chicks come into the brooder, wanafaa kukuta maji with the temperature, so should be heated like an hour or two before, and then unaeka chakula 1 to 2 hour kuko na kuku na maji peke yake.
Okay.
Then but still the feeders zimewekwa, the troughs zimewekwa. After 2 hours unaeka chakula.
Okay.
Maybe a handful per feeder. Then what is the dosage of sangrovit?
Okay.
A teaspoon is mixing 100 liters.
Okay.
That is 5 grams in 100 liters. You must make sure you've used warm water, because you've noticed the concentration. It's quite concentrated. You'll do a teaspoon, unaweka kijiko moja kwa maji warm na koroga, afu unaweka kwa 100 liters.
100 liters.
From that 100 liters, you'll be scooping per drinker, unaweka 4 teaspoons za glucose.
Okay.
na unaweka afu unaekelea liquid paraffin.
Okay.
Wanakunywa liquid paraffin and glucose is just for 1 day.
Okay.
Then from there for 10 days.
Okay.
Yes.
And just so we emphasize importance here, liquid paraffin and glucose ni kurudisha energy that was spent either probably from exiting from mother ama juu ya kudona shell ya nini ndio watoke.
Peeping.
That is it?
Yes.
It's called peeping.
Yeah, it's called peeping.
Peeping.
And now for the liquid paraffin, lubrication. This cuckoo has never eaten. This chick has never eaten. So basically when kuna ule mwenye
liquid paraffin ni glycerin.
Kuko na medicated liquid paraffin. Kuko, unajua kuna ule kuku mwenye ukimwekea chakula pale hakuwa amenotice maji, anaenda akule chakula, naenda anapata naitaje constipation. Anapata some conditions called prolapse. Prolapse ni ile inatoka the backup inatoka na chakula. Inatoka na chakula, so you'll tend to have such cases when you won't but still don't overdo it, just give it for 1 day.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Benson, kuja pande hii. So that we now speak about feeds. Tumeongea kuhusu post placement. Tushawafikisha hawa kuku hapa wakiwa wadogo. So what we just need to do is now start feeding them. So what do we need to do kutoka kwa post placement?
Now from okay, the chicks now have arrived in the brooding area, and just like my colleague here has said, the chicks should find the feeds and not the vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah, so make sure you have the feeds well, rather the feed is provided in the brooding chamber.
Okay.
And now remember we have now the small chicks. What do they need for feeding? Chania Feeds, we have what we call the chick mash.
Chick mash.
Chick mash is a well formulated feed, purposely for feeding chicks from day old up to 8 weeks. That is 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So make sure you have enough feeders in the brooding chamber. Make sure you have enough drinkers in the brooding chamber, so that the chicks can easily access the feed.
So from 1 to 2 months,
Yes.
you're taking chick mash.
You're taking chick mash.
And there's water in the drinkers.
Yes.
That's just it.
That is just it.
Is there anything else probably in terms of nutrition, disease control, although we'll talk about disease management later,
Yeah.
that you need to do probably even vaccination within this 1 to 2 months?
Within the 2 months, there is a vaccination program for the chicks.
Okay.
Within the 2 months. Yeah.
Okay.
So during that time, you'll be administering vaccine according to the age of the birds. Yes.
All right. There's a contest because we are done with chick mash. 1 to 2 months, that is chick mash. But let's talk about kuku kienyeji, because where we are right now, we're talking about kuku kienyeji. There's a contest on whether kuna chakula ya kuku wa kienyeji na wale kuku wengine.
Okay. Kuku wa kienyeji, there is no designed feed for feeding kuku wa kienyeji.
Okay.
In fact, ni vile tu tunawaita kuku wa kienyeji, but ni kuku. And the management of these birds should be addressed like the laying bird, the commercial layers.
Okay.
Actually, we manage kienyeji chicken just like we manage the commercial layers.
All right.
Yeah. So there is no feed that is formulated that this is feed for kienyeji.
And then for the others.
Yeah. It's now during formulation, feed is formulated depending on the nutritional requirement for the in this case for the birds. So you'll find that we still have feed that is formulated considering all the factors. There is that feed that is formulated purposely for feeding kienyeji chicken.
Okay.
Unasikia sasa in the market kuna kienyeji mash.
Be customized for kuku kienyeji.
For kuku kienyeji,
okay,
depending on the nutritional requirement. Since the nutritional requirement of kienyeji chicken cannot be compared with the nutritional requirement for the commercial layers. So when we come now to the economics, the economics of doing this business, we need a feed that will take care of the costings.
Okay.
Yeah. So in that case, even in China we have what we call kienyeji mash.
Kienyeji mash.
This a premium kienyeji that will sustain and support laying of kienyeji, laying by kienyeji chickens.
Can we try and go back here a little bit so that you show us this kienyeji mash? I hope this chicken don't get scared.
Yeah, you can even see the cuckoos are.
Oh, wameanza kudona.
Wameanza kudona.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a premium kienyeji. Acha tu ni scoop from where wamenionyesha. Ndio hii. And as you can see, this feed practically the birds are laying. Even in this farm, they use chania kienyeji mash.
Okay.
It is well formulated to meet the requirement of these birds.
Ni layers, ni chakula ya layers.
Ni chakula ya layers.
Well formulated to suit the needs ya kienyeji.
Ya kienyeji.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, we move closer there so that the cameraman can be able to focus a little bit. Ukunjue hiyo mkono hivi ndio amulike hiyo chakula as you explain. So what is in this feed now?
In this feed, as you can see, you can identify the broken maize.
Okay.
Kwa hivyo iko na mahindi. Mahindi is very rich in energy.
Okay.
Yeah. As you can look closely, you can also see some sunflower.
Yes.
So it is also rich in proteins.
Okay.
And there are other things which we cannot be able to identify in the feed.
Okay.
Yeah, we cannot identify because them by the seed because they are crushed. Others are milled. In this feed there is also premix for layers.
Okay.
There is a premix that is put in this feed. So when we talk of the feeding of kienyeji chicken, we manage them like commercial layers. Such that they will take chick mash for 8 weeks. Then from there we will move to growers mash until the point from chick mash we need growers to take care of the growing phase of the birds. Yeah. And you know the performance of the birds, or rather for the birds to be able to meet their genetic potential or their genetic production,
Particularly this one.
they must be fed, or rather they must be getting feed that will meet their nutritional requirements. Yes. So after 8 weeks, we move to growers mash.
Okay.
Until the point of lay.
Okay.
These birds will mature at the age of between 4 and 5 months.
All right.
So after
they have started laying now.
they will start now laying.
Okay.
From there, you can introduce them to Kienyeji mash.
Okay, from chick mash to growers mash. After that, you go to Kienyeji mash.
Kienyeji mash.
Okay.
Yes. At least for chania feeds, we have a well-formulated Kienyeji mash to feed your Kienyeji chicken.
Right. And this is the importance of going to chania feeds, your go-to guys, because probably you realize from the rest who manufacture feeds, they'll just tell you give them layers. But chania feeds has come up with that Kienyeji mash, specifically to ensure that these ones benefit from the nutritional value that comes from that food. But very quickly, and one would actually be able to would actually ask, hapa pia kuna jogoo.
Hapa kuna jogoo.
Jogoo pia anakula hii kienyeji mash ama hiyo layers?
Hawa jogoo wenye wako hapa, they will still feed on the kienyeji mash.
Okay.
It is meant for birds after they have gone through the growing phase. It can support any bird regardless of sex. Right. From growers. From grower stage, they can be sustained by kienyeji mash.
All right.
Even the cocks here, the energy requirement is the same.
Just the same?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit about the quality of drinkers and where you should get. I'll bring in Aksha in a bit. But very quickly, probably can be able to explain to us how many drinkers are needed probably in a space like this one, how many feeders are needed, how do you need to space them out, how much feed for each feeder?
Okay, that's a good question, and it is important that you have enough feeders, enough drinkers in your poultry house. Okay. And normally we use the rule of one drinker. That is, if it's not an automatic drinker, one drinker per 50 birds.
Okay.
One feeder for 50 chicken.
Okay.
Yeah. So you divide the number of birds by 50 to get the number of feeders and drinkers that you are supposed to be having in your farm. And like in this farm, you can see the drinkers and the feeders are well distributed and they are placed strategically.
Okay.
Kiangalia pale kuna feeder, drinker, they are alternated. That is how it should be.
How many grams of feed, and particularly this age that he's laying,
yes,
how much grams of feed should they have consumed by the day end?
Okay. In this case, we are counting one for every chicken. We are counting 80 to 100 grams per day.
Grams per
bird per day.
Okay.
And in a case like in this farm, we are using 5 bags. Yeah, they are using 5 bags of feed every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
5 bags of feed every day.
That is 100 grams for another 80 grams of feed per bird per day.
How would you rate the consumption of food for a kuku kienyeji and the other commercial layers? Because there appears to be a tendency of people feeling ni kama hawa kuku kienyeji wanakula sana kuliko the commercial layers.
Just as I said earlier, feed is formulated to meet the nutritional requirement. And the nutritional requirement of the commercial layers is a bit higher. So they need more feed, or rather more nutrients, and also the ration also increases.
Okay.
Because you'll find for most layers they'll be using between 130 and 140 grams of feed of layers mash every day.
All right.
But for this case, we are talking of 80 and 100 grams per day.
Okay.
Yeah. But also for Kienyeji chicken, it's also important in a farm like this, we have supplement feeding. I think you saw some greens somewhere. Unazileta tu kwa unazihang so that the birds can also access the greens. That one
is it allowed, like you can just open this space out here so that they go to the farm, do their thing?
I think it is not advisable because
Bring
once
those greens so that people see what we're talking about.
because once you remove them, you allow them to access the greens.
Okay.
They'll just damage them.
Okay.
But I think it is important you tell us the farmer has done.
Okay.
Now you can suspend them to a level whereby as the birds eat the greens, they are also exercising.
All right.
So nutrition is helping them, and also it is keeping their physical fitness by doing the exercise. Yeah. Also, it is also limiting the time of being idle. Because when the birds are idle, they also call in some abnormal behaviors like pecking. Yeah.
All right. Let's bring in Aksha Wafula, who is an expert in terms of drinkers and feeders. Very quickly, just come here. I'm sure some of these things, then place them here. Probably you'll be able to explain to us. Just briefly, just tell us what you do.
Okay, my name is Aksa Wafula. I deal in poultry equipment. Specifically, I sell incubators, automatic egg incubators, and then I have both manual feeders. I used to have automatic feeders, but for now I'm not bringing in them.
Okay.
But I have feeders, manual feeders.
Okay.
Then I have drinkers. For the drinkers, we have both automated ones and the manual ones.
All right.
Yes.
So what you're holding here are feeders.
Yeah, these are feeders.
For
This is a 30 centimeter feeding trough, specifically meant for chicks between 1 day old and 3 weeks.
Okay.
This one is a 50 centimeter feeding trough as well.
Yes.
It has 14 holes on each side, so it can serve up to 28 chicks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all of them, the feeders you have right now are meant for chicks.
Yeah, the two are meant for chicks. This can serve if you're doing broilers up to a month. But you see, when they grow, this thing becomes light for them. They can possibly
tip over.
Yeah, sure. So we advise that after you're done using this, we introduce another type of feeders.
Okay.
So this is a 9 kg feeder. It can serve, it can serve up to 50 birds, mature ones. Because you're done using the traps, now you've moved to these feeders. Now for these ones, we usually have 3 quantities. We have 1 kg, 3 kg, not 3, 4, 1 kg, 3 kg, 6 kgs and 9 kgs. So these are 9 kg. It can serve between 40 and 50 birds.
All right. And this is a feeder. Probably if you need one, she will tell you how you can get this feeder.
So for this one, depending on the structure of your house, you can either put it down or hang it. You can
suspend
hang it. Yeah, you can suspend it to a level where you want. Let's say if you're using it with let's say this improved Kienyeji, when they are 3 weeks, possibly you'll have to lower the level. But if they're big, you can just it will depend. It's relative to the age of your birds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now those are feeders. Let's go to drinkers. Very important because I see it's like you have 2 types.
For the drinkers, I think I should start with the manual one. So we have this manual drinker. It has a thin base. So this thin base allows a larger surface area for your birds. Let's say this 3.5 liter drinker can serve up to 50 chicks because
this one.
Yeah, because of this surface area, and then its shape allows a relatively larger amount of water in there. So this one is available in 1 liter, 3.5 liters, and 7 liters. Yes.
All right.
And then we have this.
And very quickly, the numbers are running down there. So in case you just need these things, the numbers are running down there on the screen. So obviously you can contact her. But of course, as we wind up, you'll also give up your number orally, so that really that.
Okay. And then we have quite a wide range of automatic drinkers.
Automatic drinkers.
So I've just come with this display on how you're supposed to install them.
Okay.
So these are called automatic chicken nipple drinkers.
All right.
So basically, what you need to install this is just a 3/4 inch pipe.
All right.
It might be complicated to get this white pipe, but when you go to any hardware, you'll get the green PPR pipes.
Okay.
You make sure it's a 3/4 inch one.
3/4 inch.
Yeah. So for you to install this, you just drill directly on the pipe. Of course, you have to align the holes. So you use a specific drill size, bit 9. You have to take note, it's bit 9 for the drill you use to like drill on the pipe. So after drilling on the
Kudrill
pipe,
ni kudunga shimo kwa,
yes,
kwa mfereji.
yeah,
Amesema
kwa hii pipe
upana wake ni
3/4 inch, hiyo ni size ya pipe.
Hiyo ni size ya pipe.
Alafu ile bit unafaa utumie ukidrilli pipe ni bit 9.
Bit 9.
Yes.
Okay.
So ukisha drilli pipe, what you need to do, you just fit in the drinker, una fit. Ukifit, it has a washer na huku chini it has a washer, so as long as umetumia bit 9, it can never leak.
I use the leak
It
magic.
can't leak.
Okay.
So you clip on the top after fitting it in on the pipe. So what happens? He type huko anashinda akidona pecking, the birds will keep pecking here and then they'll take the water. Itakunywa maji.
When they peck here, the water will be dripping.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So in case kuna spillage yote, that's the essence of this extension, this cup-like thing. It will hold that water, so it will either drink from here,
Yes.
ama kwa hii maji kwa hapa.
And this also should be suspended.
Okay, now this one depends on still on the size of your bird.
Okay.
It can be used with chicks. What you'll need to do, you just run the pipes at a lower level.
Okay.
You just run the pipes at a lower level.
But they are
When you-
suspended.
No. They're not suspended. Let's say nyumba yako you have these, how do you call these?
Yes.
Rails or rims, hizi mbao. Unaweza pitisha at a lower level, then you just unazi hang to. Na hang hizi pipes
okay.
too.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You just hang them, but you do not suspend these ones. There is a different type which I'll explain later.
Okay.
And then the same system has this. This is also a nipple drinker, but now it doesn't have a cup.
Haina kikombe hii.
Yeah, hii haina kikombe. It's just this way. Okay. The same theory. You see, other farmers will prefer this because they say it's haiweki uchafu. You see, others will find it quite a challenge to clean the cups frequently.
Okay.
So others will prefer ikunywe directly from this point.
Alafu maji na mwagika chini.
Imwagike chini tu.
Okay.
But maybe that's kama kuku wako ni free range na umepitisha hizo pipes nje.
Okay.
That's okay. But you see, if it keeps spilling water inside the house, it can possibly cause infections. Yeah.
All right.
And then we have
Then there's
another one.
huyu.
Huyu hatujamfikia
Okay.
bado.
Oh, there's another one.
We have another one here. This is also a nipple drinker. This one can be put on a pipe or a bucket. Still, you drill on the pipe with bit 9, then una fix here.
Okay.
So it's that way, it comes that way, but definitely you ukifit, you see shape yake si kama ya hii, ukifit una fit on the side,
Okay.
si chini,
Okay.
on the side. So you just drill with bit 9, then you fit in. So what happens, this one has it has this yellow part acts as a valve ya kucontrol maji hapa. So each time kuku anaguza hapa, water comes out na inakunywa.
Okay.
So haiwezi ku overflow because it has a spring that's connected to this valve.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
And then we have this one.
This one is common. We've interacted with
Have you
this.
I know many people are using this.
Yes.
They've embraced this because it can serve quite like it can be used with a wide range, like on large scale purposes. For instance, a farmer who has like 5,000 birds, it might be complicated to go fitting all these nipple drinkers, so you can opt for this.
Okay.
The same system. Now this one you also need a 3/4 inch pipe. So this one, hizi pipes zinawekwa juu.
Okay.
Juu. Definitely hii pipe imeconnectiwa kwa tank, preferably an overhead tank for the sake of generating that pressure. But you see, if a tank is too big, like let's say 5,000 liters, you can have one main tank and then you have smaller tanks like 100 liters distributed, let's say per each room, so that they distribute them to those pipes.
All right.
Yeah.
Very quickly speak about this one, because I understand we're supposed to take a breather. Okay, your bucket very quickly.
So we've seen this. I said you can put it on a pipe or a bucket.
So it's almost the same, but this one in a bucket.
Now we had to improvise, because you see, not all farmers are in a position of accessing the pipes. It's quite tedious. So what we do, you just get these common buckets, most preferably zile za rangi, the white ones. Zile you've used the paint. Now you just drill on the pipe with the same bit 9. You drill on the pipe directly, unafiti drinker hapa, and then it has this back nut, unafunga na ndani ya ndoo. As long as you make sure umefunika hiyo ndoo, it will generate that pressure. Still kuku ataguza hapa on the yellow, in the yellow valve, water will come out. It's so simple.
It's quite interesting, and definitely where do we find you?
Okay, we are based in Nairobi town, along Mfangano Street. At Mfangano Street, you can just ask for Nut House. We are on a building called Terry House. It's next to Nut House on the 3rd floor, room 117. You can call me at 0704 874 427. On Facebook, you can like my page. It's called Chicken Feeders and Drinkers. Just
Chicken Feeders and Drinkers.
Yes.
Definitely, you can talk to Wafula, and she will be able to help you through that. Her number, and it's still running down the screen. And of course, you can also like her Facebook page. Pale kwa page ya Facebook, uende hapo uangalie, and then you can be able to contact her na ununue hizi drinkers ama feeders kulingana na kiwango ambacho unataka. Tunataka tupumzike kidogo. Tukirudi, tunaendelea na ukulima wa kuku wa kienyeji. You're watching Vet on Call. This program is proudly sponsored by Chania Feeds, your partner in high yield. All right, we are back. You're watching Vet on Call. Pale Facebook, our sponsors are Chania Feeds, your partner in high yield, and of course you also have Lamo Vet. And hawa watu wote watakuwa wanapeana contacts zao as we wind up. But kaya tunataka kuongea kuhusu something called culling. And culling na productivity zinapelekana hapa hivi. Tutaongea kuhusu management ya magonjwa ama disease management, and then finally we'll talk about record keeping. Tujue mayai ngapi, kuku wangapi, uzito wangapi. Na kama pia wewe unataka kufanya ukulima wa kienyeji, kama unaweza pata mayai hapa ama hata jogoo unaweza pata hapa, na kama pia wewe pia ni mdonoaji wa kuku, takushughulikia usende mbali. Tell us what is culling.
Culling is removal of unproductive
bud. An unproductive bud.
Okay. Yes. Basically, because this is a business. Kama inafanya nini sasa kama ule kuku unproductive birds, because when this bird kama atagi akaina mama yake kweli. Now for this particular case this bird kazi yake si kulalia mayai. We want eggs.
Tunataka mayai si alalie.
Tunataka mayai. Tunataka mayai. Si ulalie mayai. And what are some of the cases that lead to get the broodness of the cuckoos? One, need delayed collection of eggs.
Okay.
Unaona kwa sasa kuna mayai na mayai na kuku sana a good percentage wanaokotwa in the morning hours. So maybe these are pengine our team wanaweza hawakujua na mkulima pale mwenye ana watch hajaelewa hivi. When you don't have timely collection of eggs, your cuckoos will go broody because it's an instinct.
Okay.
Ndio maana unamuona
hata ameenda.
Okay, angalia huyu. Ona huyu. This bird is broody.
Okay.
This bird is broody. And how do we go about to minimize this broody effect? timely collection of eggs. Unaweza mpatia Alivatonic, Sangrovit, ama unaweza ongezea chakula, unaweza ongezea chakula some protein, vitamin and some minerals, ambayo unajua our colleagues hapa Chania they do that. Then the other case yenye inaweza fanya wakue kukua broody ni kama to minimize the broody effect. You need to stress this bird. You can dip, unaweza mtumbukiza kwa maji kwa swimming pool kwa drum mara kama 3 hivi kwa siku.
Awache ujinga.
Wewe tunataka mayai. Unatumbukiza mara kama 3 hivi kwa siku. Or you can introduce, unaweza mpatia the morans. Morans jogo, like a pool of jogo. Now they are called morans. Unaweka hapo, anapata stress. You can also deprive of this kuku feed for 3 to 4 days. Akuwe kitu yenye anapatana nayo ni maji peke yake. Those are some of the effects some of the ways we can curb brooding. Huyo kuku hatagi, unaona
huyu hata ashawekelea mabao.
Unamtoa kwa mayai na anarudi tu pale. Hebu mtoe huo, ukimtoa kuku tena ona huyu unamtoa na anarudi tu pale. And these are some of the poultry losses. These you're not in production.
But you told us there's hope you can return her to productivity.
Exactly. When you follow the examples that I've given.
For the purposes of time management, quickly speak about disease management hapa kwa shed.
For the disease management for the particular farm, we can notice the biosecurity was the first
hiyo mayai siende bali ilete tu hapa.
The first case was the disease management by reducing the effects of by having the biosecurity on board. You can see there's a free flow of air. That's air quality checked, water quality checked. The drinkers and the feeders are cleaned. Those are some of the ways that we can minimize diseases. Huku hata ukiwa hapa tumekaa hapa for like an hour, already of an hour, na hatujaanza kusneeze because hiyo kuonyesha the air quality in this place is at its best.
All right.
Yes.
That is how you manage diseases, by ensuring that housing is okay, aeration is fine. That way you're able to manage what you call diseases. Very quickly, kuja uwekele hiyo mayai hapa. Na Ngati anaogopa kamera. Ngati kuja kidogo. Unaokotaga mayai ngapi hapa kila siku?
81 trays.
81 trays per day.
Yeah.
Okay. Na niko hawa watu ama ni hata hao wengine wenye wako pande hii? The whole place unaokota 81 trays.
Yeah.
All right. There was something very important I think we forgot to mention, and it's fair that we do. Kuna jogo wangapi hapa for the amount of hens here? How many jogos do you need?
Okay, for the more the jogos, okay, basically a poultry, one jogo can serve 10 hens. But if we minimize that, we increase the fertility rates. But for this particular farm, we have 1 cock, 5 hens.
1 cock, 5 hens.
1 cock, 5 hens. By that, we will maximize the fertility of the eggs. So in any case, ukiweka mayai kwa incubator, you have over 90% hatching rate.
Okay.
Yes, because they are well fertilized, not well fertilized, they are fertilized.
Na mayai ziko hapa. We'll be talking about these eggs, and if you need them, how you can get them. Ngati atakuwa anatuambia na anatupea namba just in case you need. But in the meantime, Ngati anitafutie jogoo kama wawili, wale ambao mnauza ama wale ambao naweza peana huko nje. So that we talk about record keeping because it's very important. Wakati unafanya ukulima kama huu. What is record keeping? What do you need to record? What do you need to keep?
A farmer need to keep good records for his farm.
Yes.
One, you will be by keeping records.
Yes.
You'll be able to monitor profitability of the business you are engaged in. Number 2, you'll be tracing areas of weakness and areas of strength. Number 3, the reason of keeping records is that you will be able to compare. This year, this is what I have done. Last year, I did this. You are able to to compare.
Okay.
Number 2, you are also able to know the production cost. Yeah. Because my colleague has talked about productivity.
Yes.
The main agenda of doing this business is to make money. Then how do we make money? We will make money by minimizing the production cost.
The production cost.
And one way of minimizing the production cost is by making sure you use the most economical feed. In this case, use the most economical feed that will not hinder the production.
Okay.
That's why we are talking of the Kienyeji mash. Because it's an economical feed that will give you more returns on the Kienyeji farming.
All right.
Yeah. So in this case, we need to keep the records for feed. We need to know how much feed are we using, and okay, how many kgs of feed are we using to get this number? He talked of 81 trays. What amount of feed gives us the 81 trays? Yeah, we need to do those. Financial records are very important. We need to keep health records.
Okay.
Because we will be able to trace. We did this vaccination. My flock had this problem. We are able to trace through health records. Okay. Yeah. We also need to do a production record. Like this one talks of 81 trays.
Yes.
It is important to keep records so that you are able to trace. Last week nilikuwa na these trays. This week nimetoa trays gap. You are able to monitor this daily so that utajua leo kuku amedrop. Nasikianga wakulima wakisema kuku wangu ameangusha mayai. So you need to know ameangusha mayai na trays gapi. Ama leo nimekosa mayai magapi. Ama nime increase mayai magapi.
Okay.
So those records are very important.
All right.
Yes.
Gatia, 81 trays ni guarantee utapata 81 trays, ama kuna wakati zinaenda chini, ama kuna wakati zinaenda juu?
Kuna wakati zina fluctuate.
Okay.
But then tunapatia like vitamin hivi zina shoot tena.
Imewahi pita 81 trays beyond 81 trays?
Yeah.
Oh, imewahi pita?
Yeah, imewahi pita.
All right. Umeshika jogoo hapo kwa sababu what we want to know is the weight ya hiyo jogoo. Hebu nimshike, na sijui kama atanirarua. Wow, quite a heavy one. Shika. Kawe usikie. Unamsikiaje?
Ukinunua jogoo, ukinunua kuku, what are some of the things you check? That is in terms of unasikia the weight. Alafu tunataka kifua ya The Rock ama John Cena. Unasikia
lazima uguze.
Nasikia iko na kifua ya John Cena.
Okay.
Unaangalia the color of the wattle.
Yes.
Yeah, unaona whether is this bird alert. Unamsikiza ama anakohoa.
Utaua.
Unamsikiza kama anakohoa. Unasikia yes, ni congestina.
Okay.
Sasa ameweza will deliver.
Okay.
Yes. These are good cock.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, now under Sangrovit ndio maana ako hivyo.
Right.
Yes.
Mayai ya brooding, mtu akitaka kubrood ngatia, mnauza mayai, mtu anakuja kununua mayai hapa? Ya incubate rather.
Yeah.
So mnauza pia mayai ya incubate. Na kuku pia?
Na kuku tunauza jogoo wa kubreed peke yake.
Jogoo wa kubreed.
Jogoo.
Hakuna wa kukula?
Na hata wa kukula.
Ukitaka pia? Ukitaka
kukula unakula.
Okay, wako. So kuna wale mmeseparate, mmeweka kando, mtu akitaka wa kubreed anaweza kujia ama wa kukula?
Wako kando, au tumeweka
kando. Yeah. All right, ningetaka upeane number because I know my time is also running out very quickly. Mtu ambaye anaweza taka mayai, na si mayai tu ati ya incubate, ukitaka pia ya kukula ama ya kwenda kwa hoteli, unaweza kujia pia. I know there are people who do large scale production of cakes and they need eggs. This is one of the places to go. Na hapa ni karibu na Nairobi na Thika, because you can exit through the bypass ama upande na Nairobi through Kangunda Road ama namna gani. So you tell us utuambie namba ambayo mtu anaweza wafikia nayo haraka so that we namba ya kuwapigia
0712 253 020
0712 253 020. Utapata ngatia hapa Bunja Farm in Ruai, and this is what they are doing. Purely Kienyeji chicken, inaitwa F1. nini Calro. You said Calro.
It's an F1 Caro breed. Yes, for if by any case you'll need to incubate your eggs, which will be an F2. You've seen the ratio of cocks to hens. Na huyu ni mmoja wa mwenye alikuwa anapewa ako culled, ako ready for kuuzwa. Kama ni huyu ni wa kukal out of the dawn.
Yes.
The alpha male. Okay. We call the alpha male. Yeah, the alpha male.
All right.
Yeah, uni wa kukal. So and I'll give him 90%.
Iko sawa?
90% ako sawa.
90% is 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Right. So kwa wenye tuko nao ninampatia 150%.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. So if you need hawa jogo for breeding, namba ni hiyo ya 0712 yenye tumepewa na Ngatia. And of course itakuwa hapo ikiran pia. Mayai nayo ni good quality like you can see.
As you can see, there are other factors to check on the eggs. One is the quality of the shell. So you can see the shell is of good quality, and also the eggs are good size.
Okay.
You see, we say a good size, and as good size also corresponds with good weight.
Iko na uzito.
Yeah. Vile yai iko mzito ndio kifalaga mwenye atanguliwa hapa atakuwa very strong and energetic.
All right.
So and the eggs are also clean. So you are assured of good fertility.
All right.
Yeah.
So kama unataka mayai ya kuangua, muuzaji yako hapa Bunja Farm hapa Ruai. These are Lamovet. Lamovet na wao, they don't only deal with chicken, they deal with dogs, they deal with the cows, they deal with swine, they deal with birds, everything. And they are also your partners just in case you need them. They have a physical location in Thika along Garissa Road, and definitely pale Shell ya Crevasse in between. What is that building?
Emco Plaza and
Plaza and sandwich there.
Sandwich between Emco Plaza and Shell petrol station.
And you're a group of vets.
We are a group of vets. There's a poultry vet, a poultry vet. That's me. There's a swine vet. There's a dairy vet. There's a pet vet. There's a nutritional vet, an animal science vet. We are a package.
And I'm a microphone vet.
You're a microphone vet. Yes.
So your number very quickly.
0762 424242. That's our office number, and it's also running down the screen. 0762 424242. On all social platforms, we are Lamwa Vet Care, partnering with Chania Feeds. We care just as we care animal health.
Okay, tupe personal number yako sasa.
0724 616 883. Yes.
Okay. Hiyo ndio namba ya Laban, just in case you need to get to them. Lamovet, and of course, as you've heard from Chania Feeds, and that number, other than his, even the office numbers are running there. In case you need any contact information from Chania Feeds, you can always contact them. Even the email is there. In any case, vile utataka kuwafikia, you will get them, and wanakuletea hiyo chakula nyumbani mahali ulipo, na pia watembee na wewe kwa hiyo safari ya kulea wanyama ambao unawalea. Sina la ziada. Jina langu ni John Jacob Kuria. Enjoy your weekend. Definitely enjoy your weekend. We'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.